Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the West Ham Review. Hope you're all keeping well. And again, it's another freezing night. Budgie will be with us shortly. He's just in the background. He's just sorting some bits out, but he will be with us. He's prepping for the show. And obviously, as you can see, we are going to be talking about the stay of execution again for Loppy. How long does it carry on for? Plus, obviously, as you know, Budgie we're bringing on with the Green Street Elites, and this time it's going to be good old George Paris. So, hope you're keeping well. So let's have a quick look into the chat. Who we've got. Brendan, good to see you. Welcome to the House of Fun, or is it pain? Well, we're trying to keep it, fun at least as best as we can, but painful at the moment is probably the best way to sum it up. Howard, good to see you. Asking how they are. Matt, good to see you as well, mate. And Rob, Mange 2, absolutely. Brendan saying here was my first thought. Shamrock Rovers are playing Boric Banja Luka tonight. Sacha Baron Cohen must be split that he missed that for a name for one of his characters. Whoa, what a name. Jesus. Budgie just to finish his amuse bush. Unfortunately, I eat everything to myself. As always, and early, you beautiful man. Well, I won't go that far, Howard. Look at the state of me. Like having a boat race like this, not is always good anyway. I don't know if you saw there was one of the things on Twitter last night. I think was it last night. Put up a shocking picture, scared the life out of me, and I hope it's not true. And I shared it with the boys from last night. Where isn't there? Good old Gareth Southgate, get in the picture. Come on, man. This man to be our manager. Jesus Christ, that's shocking. Let's hope that's not the case. I mean, hopefully it's just a meme. And here he is. Evening,
mate. Hello, mate. Sorry about that.
No, it's fine. No, it's good you eat that. Well, Matt, he's using good old Chef Mick or Mike, whatever we want to call him.
Yeah, Mike Roadway, wasn't it?
Oh man. Question.
I've got to roll a cigarette, but yeah, crack on, mate. How are we?
Good. Yeah, good, mate. Good. Apart from a bit of a cold one today, that's for sure. Yeah. I was out in it as well during work time, and that wasn't great.
Oh,
plus that
I see that picture with Southgate. That is laughable at best, isn't it, John? Come on, let's be fair.
Of course, mate. I mean, well, for Anthony and Fuzzy, and that was kind of music to their ears because I got ribbed for most of the day on that.
Oh, I bet you fucking did. Oh, sorry. I bet you did, though. Oh, my God. Oh, sorry. Big ups to everybody in the chat. Thank you for joining us. Good evening. It's going to be a nice one tonight. Nice and fruitful, I think. If things go well, it will be fruitful for us all.
Should be indeed. Brendan saying, question: did you know West Ham's World Cup winning captain was a time traveller?
No, I'm not sure about that.
We'll have to look on that one. I have to look on that one.
He's probably been watching bloody Doctor Who or something.
They were saying that to you as well. Rob's just said hello. Hey, Budgie. Tony was lonely. Yeah, he was there. He was with him.
I was in the background. I was blowing him kisses and everything. He weren't watching, but you
know. Just become the first live. Well done, mate. Check the link. Tell me what you see. He's got us going here, hasn't he?
Oh, right. What's he doing?
Pop over Southgate 100%.
I suppose if it's down to those two, then yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. I don't really want Potter anywhere near us either. I've got to be completely honest. You know, I think it'd be more damaging than it will be rewarding.
If we keep on winning, it looks like he'll be here for just a little bit longer by the looks of it.
Yeah, a little stay of execution. Yeah. But, you know, I suppose if that's your only two choices as a replacement, I think I'd rather keep Loppy.
Yeah, true. This is true, mate.
Last the players have got some kind of relationship with him, good or bad.
You know? Yeah,
and sometimes bad relationships between coach and player is a really healthy thing. You know, one of my coaches hated me, so I went out every week to try and score a hat trick from left midfield. Never did. Most I ever managed was 2 goals, but I tried every week to go and score a hat trick. So he had to keep picking me because I was the one player that was driving forward all the time. So he had to play me, but he hated me.
Wow.
I think he hated me because I went out with his daughter about 5 years beforehand.
That could have something to do with it.
Yeah, it didn't end well.
Definitely that then, if that's the case.
Yeah.
Big up Michael Chelsea, big up Tonton Budgie. Another breeze for us in Kazakhstan tonight. Evening, James. I hope you're well. Last knees up in Neasden. Neasden. James, good evening, chaps. If those two are your options, I might as well keep Loppy in for the rest of the season. Oh, dear. No.
Exactly what I was saying, Michael. Mate, you know, you should be a West Ham fan, actually, I reckon. But anyway.
The Dharma, good to see you. Evening, you old pair of duffers. Good evening, as always.
Pain like Bane, hasn't it? Yeah, love it.
Last Passa Double and Derry. Hello, Mr. Torva. Yeah, apparently Rob didn't think his coach likes me much either, he says.
Good evening, Rob. Yeah, it's like I said, it's not always unhealthy. It does actually spur the player on a bit, I think. You know, if you make yourself undroppable, what is he going to do, whether he likes you or not?
He keeps me in goal for nearly 20 odd years. He was my number one goalkeeper, and he still is to this day. Rob's class. Absolute class. Lord Bong. Ibrox is rocking spuds in the mud. Yes. Well, Man United come back, didn't they, to win their game? Hoyland. Ibrox is rocking. Sorry, Mr. Owls. Always a pleasure they're saying there. So I see Budgie on the screen so much these days. I woke up, went to brush my teeth, and saw Clive looking back at me in the mirror.
Oh yeah, mate. I'm doing Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays most weeks now.
Oh man,
that's good. I'm actually not streaming this. I forgot to do it.
You can still do it now. We've got the chance to.
Nah, bugger it. Too late now.
Matt's saying, I wonder how training was for Lamina tonight, for today. Well, he's weighing in at 175 pounds. Slugger Mina, he'll be fighting. I think he's going to be fighting. What's his name in the next fight? What a joke of a man.
Yeah, it was a bit naughty. I haven't actually seen anybody do that for many years.
True.
Many years. Last one I saw it was a Mexican, actually, to be fair. Do you remember that Mexican player in the World Cup that started kicking off in the tunnel on the way out after they lost? He was fighting everybody, including his own brother.
Lost it big time.
Oh, massive, yeah.
Howard's saying is the hardest plaster south of the river.
Who, me?
Yeah. Oh,
hardest plaster to get going, yeah.
Well, it says the hardest working plaster south of the river.
Right. I do spray. I'm not always plastering, but yeah.
Rob says, I went out and bought the book Cooking with Budgie book. It was going cheap, cheap, cheap.
Love it. Love it.
Good evening, James. Hope you're keeping well, mate.
Mr. Lamprou, good evening to you, sir.
Boom, Rob. Boom, boom.
Yeah.
So, shall we get this one out of the way with? I think it's, oh dear. Bit painful, but we'll do this one.
Right.
Well, we didn't do it at the beginning, did we? I just realised just did the count and didn't do that part. My bad.
Do it now.
Yeah, we're only 11 minutes in, but we're still... Well, you was there, wasn't you? You was there.
I was indeed. And, you know, I mean, when we spoke on Tuesday with Jeff, you know, I mean, I explained then, and, you know, it was a real dull performance. It was a real dull atmosphere in the stadium. I mean, you can count on 6 fingers how many times the crowd got up for it, really up for it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
one hand and one finger, mate. That's all it was. 6 occasions. And it was, you know, don't get me wrong. There were pockets of hardcore supporters all around the stadium. And you've probably been there yourself, Tony, when they do it. One group over there will start, and then you might hear them over there do it as well. And
you
might have a little group behind you do it. But it's not the whole stadium like it used to be at Upton Park. And it's not the whole stadium like it used to be during our European endeavours.
Yeah.
I mean, did you went to a European games, Tony?
Oh,
sure.
mate, yeah, I went to a couple of them games.
Yeah.
For that.
I mean, I was quite fortunate. I managed to go to about 9 games or 10 games in that 3-year period. I think it was about 10 games, the European ones. No, it was about 7, I think. 7 I went to. I went to 9 in a whole year, like 1 calendar year.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was during that 3-year period, the stadium was rocking.
Oh, that comment there, yeah, see, that'd been more than enough for Sullivan to bide his time.
Yeah.
No, it was, mate. And sorry, we beat Bournemouth. Yeah, absolutely, Damien. Agree on that.
Yeah.
Don't get nosebleeds at London Stadium. You'll get motion sickness.
But yeah, I do get nosebleeds at London Stadium because when I have to go to the toilet, I have to go half a mile to get there. And then I have to climb all them stairs on the way back and have a break halfway up. And, I get into a right old state, I do. It's a huge stadium, isn't it?
Yeah, I saw them, James. Thanks, mate.
But the thing is, it's not a football stadium.
No. I mean, like, you know, looking at the game, I said I did a watch along for that, and I think both teams were quite nervous how they started off, especially the first 10 minutes or so. You could see it was when we was on the counter, they virtually had 10 people behind the ball. When they countered, we had 10 people behind the ball.
And to be fair, they all looked nervous and kind of apprehensive, if you like, during the lineup at the beginning of the game.
Yeah,
I've seen that footage subsequent to actually having been there, because you don't get to see that in any detail when you're in the stadium. You know, they might put some camera shots up, but it's not always the one you want. But yeah, so I've actually watched the beginning of the match, and I think the only one that had a smile on his face was Edson Alvarez.
Yeah, true.
To me, it was a somber affair to the last one. You know, dreadful game. But I'm glad we got the win. I'm glad we got the win.
I think that's the key thing about it, wasn't it? It was making sure we got something out of it. Because, as we know, it was classed as El Sacico. Yeah. And fortunately, we come out on top of that one. Oh, well, we know we was quite lucky when you think the possible 2 penalty shouts that they could have had. You know, especially the Emerson one. I mean, I think the Emerson one was more clear and obvious. But how we got away with that.
Right.
You know,
our distinguished guest has just messaged saying that he's only just woken up and he'll pop on in a bit. And I'm just going to let him know that that's fine.
That's fine. I'll just catch up with the chat anyway. Rob's saying European nights under the floodlights, the fireworks and flame shows, that place rocking. Oh, mate. And it was good to be involved in that as well. I'll be honest with you, Rob. It was brilliant. That's exactly what my friend said, Budgie, about the bathroom. Yeah, the bathrooms are definitely, well, Budgie's told you that many a times.
Yeah.
Michael, if you do them on the either X or Insta, it's entirely up to you, mate. Thank you very much. Rob's saying that game was set up as a no-lose game for both sides. Neither wanted to risk going forward in fear of getting counted. Absolutely agree on that comment.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And, you know, the other thing, of course, was that, you know, we were going into that game with very little confidence because of the battering we took the week before from Leicester. Was it Leicester? No. Who did we play last week? Yeah, it was Leicester, wasn't
it? Yeah.
Yeah. We took the battering from Leicester, you know, and we went into that game with no confidence whatsoever. And that's why I think there was a bit of trepidation at the beginning of the game. Nobody wanted to try and do anything risky. But then the ball went to Somerville, and then all of a sudden, everything changed.
Yeah.
As soon as he took a run at that defence, everybody was up for it for that moment. You know what I mean? It was actually almost like a flick of a switch, the change. It was ridiculous.
And it's we kind of expect it at home as well, don't we? You know, we expect to be like that. But even, as I said, when I did the watch along, seeing Lopetegui coming out from the tunnel, even he looked dejected. You know, like they call it dead man walking, basically.
Yeah. But then I suppose when you know, whether you've been told it or not, but when you know that your job is on the line, you just want the best possible outcome, don't you? If you want to keep that job. You know?
I think even if he wasn't told, I think he must have obviously looked at social media. Surely.
Of course. You know, and people around him will have said, you know, oh, look, you know, there's been polls and, you know, you're 96%, you know, in favour of being sacked by the West Ham faithful or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
And he would have been told all of that sort of stuff, you know.
It can't be easy for any person. Doesn't matter being a manager when you kind of know your job's virtually on the line. It must. Well, I think we just have a look at Graham Potter and Chelsea. How that aged him. That just doing that one.
Yeah.
Damien saying Alvarez looks like he's bulked up. Not sure it's a good thing.
Well, he's got to have some kind of power there to carry all them red cards he's getting. Got to walk around and carry them fuckers, isn't he?
That's true. Evening, Wasim. Hope you're keeping well.
Good evening,
Wasim. Budge. That last performance was as bad and boring as that deadbeat Moyes' teams. Oof.
It felt like a Moyes run game.
It wasn't, you know. Yeah, it wasn't exciting.
In the stadium, it felt like the end of Moyes' era. It felt like that.
Yeah, true. Howard said, you never know. Floppy could start getting a proper tune out of these lads. I suppose.
Look, I would hope so. And like I said earlier, if it was down to the choice of the two names that have been popped into the hat regularly, which is Southgate and Graham Potter, I would rather keep Lopetegui. Better the devil you know. If he can turn it around, mate, I'll tip my hat to him. You know, and I'll take back all the bad shit I've said about him. But I haven't really said anything too bad, but, you know, I've said he's clueless, etc. If he turns it around and gets us a top 10 finish, then I will eat my words, publicly.
I think the hardest part is these previous games with all the tinkering around what he's done so far. It's coming in. All right, if he is going to get a tune out of these boys, then fair play to him. But it's an uphill climb, though, isn't it?
It is. It is really, because already he's lost half the changing room from what we hear.
Yeah.
That's never going to be easy, Tony. You do coaching and stuff, so you must know that one bad apple in that changing room completely changes the whole dynamic of the squad, the team.
Yeah, it's true.
It completely does. And so, if you've got 3 or 4, or what we're led to believe, a good number of players that are disenchanted with him and don't want to play for him, that can spread like wildfire really quickly.
Yeah, I agree on that one. I mean, the thing that shone out for me on that game was the first half performance from Kudus. Shocking.
Yeah. Worst game I've seen him play.
Yeah.
Bar none. Bar none.
To be bundled off the ball like he was, to lose it, holding on to the ball so long, to actually lose control of the ball. That's not the player we've seen, in previous games.
That's a man with his mind on something else.
Yeah, I agree on that. He's still laughing at what you said about obviously the London Stadium and then the toilets.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah, James is saying they scored within a minute of that Emerson challenge, which was deemed outside of the area. So it can hardly be described as lucky. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Somerville is a spark in our team that raises the vigour in the players and the crowd. Yeah. Don't go backwards or sideways. We love a direct player with no fear. Stuart Slater.
Bang on, Rob. Bang on, mate.
Slater. Remember Stuart Slater for me?
God, yeah.
He was like that.
Yeah, I've met the man a few times now. 3 times now. I met him one time outside the stadium. You saw the picture of me and him.
Yes,
McAvenny, and another fan, a guy called Stuart Lynch. He's on Facebook and that. But that picture was actually taken by Mark Ward.
Oh, Mark Ward, was it?
Yeah, he didn't want to be in the picture. McAvenny was calling him all sorts of names for not wanting to be in it. But because that Stuart was going to take the photograph for me, and I'd never met him. I just thought, oh lads, can I get a picture with you? And he came across and said, oh yeah, I'll give us your phone. I'll take a picture of you.
Wow.
The same phone I got more or less, and he went like that. He goes, right, you ready? And then McAvenny was trying to get Mark Ward in. And he wouldn't come into the bloody picture, so he was calling him all sorts. He was calling him all sorts. But then 2 weeks later, when I went for the next game, that was against Chelsea when we beat them 3-1. When I met them guys.
Nice.
2 weeks later, I'm coming out of the shopping centre to go across the bridge by near where John Ratomski does the bit for Iron Supporting Food Banks. By the way, guys and girls, if you haven't already supported Iron Supporting Food Banks, it's a great cause. They deliver tons, and I mean literally tons of food and essential supplies to underprivileged people and young kids and stuff. They do it. So if ever you're going to the stadium and you see a collecting bucket, if you can just put £1 in there, that turns into £5. The government and the way the purchases are made for all this food, that turns into £5. So you're, basically every £1 you give, you're giving a £5. So anyway, sorry, I diverged.
No, it's a great. I mean, I agree with you, mate. It's a great cause of that, and
thank you.
I think I like to think us as the fan base and that was supported quite heartily. Because I remember years ago, remember the old money collections we used to do around Upton Park?
Yeah.
We used to smash it out of the park. We was a top team for that.
Yeah. And I remember, I think it was mainly for that nursing home just round the back. Most of the pots were, I think they were a bright yellow, the pots for it.
Mm.
And the old ladies used to walk round through the crowds. Mate, them things, they'd have to have 2 or 3 of them on them because they'd get filled up.
Cool,
People
mate.
shoving notes in and all sorts. It's great, you know.
Yeah, lovely.
And so, you know, all we ask is if you do see a bucket or anything, pop a quid in there. It'd be great, you know. And, you know, if you want to donate in any other way, I'm sure if you look on Facebook, you'll find a way.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
this one there. Howard, thanks very much for the super chat.
Howard, what a donation. Thank you, mate.
Thank you, mate. I am supporting food banks. Superb. Yeah. We make sure that it goes off to these people. That's for sure.
Thanks,
Thank you much for that, mate. Much appreciated.
Yeah, it's probably better to donate direct to them because YouTube take a chunk of that as well.
Yeah, no, I'll what he's putting in there, I'll make sure that they'll get the full.
I'll tell you, I'll go halves on it with you, Tone.
No worries, mate. Yeah.
Nice one, Howard. Thanks, mate.
Thank you, mate.
Much appreciated. But as I said, if anybody else wants to help, please either give it direct to them or, you know, pop it in a bucket if you're at the games.
Yeah, exactly. Damien's saying, I feel sorry for Alvarez. I feel like we've been picking the wrong midfield since last season. I think JWP was picked too much last season, and I think Rodriguez has been picked way too much. True. If it's not one, it's the other, isn't it?
That's a really good observation, actually, Damien, because Rodriguez, although he's not the worst midfield player in the world, he's certainly not the best. And Alvarez needs someone that is on a similar level to him to play off, which is why he plays really well with Paqueta back there. You know, when Paqueta sits deep.
Yeah.
He plays really well then because he's got Paqueta and Emerson bombing up on the left-hand side of him. You know what I mean? He does play well. He struggles a bit with Rodriguez, I've noticed that, but not so much with Soler.
I mean, what do you think about this Soler? He seems to kind of be picking up a little bit.
I think I would have put the money on the table straight away for him rather than do a try before you buy deal with him. I would have put the money on the table straight away because I know the player.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I say I know the player. I mean, I've watched him play and not realised it was him, you know. And I've watched all of the reels that are on YouTube and I thought, hang on, I've seen that game in its entirety. You know, because sometimes you do. Yeah. Especially when you've got the same app I have, you can watch any game you want. You know, and I have actually watched him play. I know I have, and I liked him when he arrived, and I like him more now. And I think the money should be on the table, ready, waiting for him, mate. In my opinion.
Well, I think he's actually playing him in the right position now, isn't he? I think he's playing him in the right position now. I think that's making a difference.
I think he's basically using him as an 8, isn't he? Really, to be fair.
Yeah, because we saw, I mean, here, like Rob's saying, if you want a good tune, you've got to keep a consistent orchestra, not change your band members every week, which is the problem we have.
Yeah.
I think it was good to see Paqueta dropped because, not being funny, when he did come on, he made no impact whatsoever. Like he had a few points before the game, kudos. Yeah, he was shocking, Ross.
Yeah, he was. And when Paqueta came on, there was no raucous cheer and all that like there was when he came on for the first time as a sub. Yeah. You know, when he only came on as a sub, didn't he, in about the 65th minute or something? Yeah. The first time he ever played for us. And it was a raucous cheer. I mean, literally, it was a murmur around the stadium.
It was. Hold on, mate, we've got that special guest coming in.
Oh, lovely jubbly.
G'day.
G'day.
Good morning. How are you, partner?
Good morning to you, mate.
Yeah, thank you. Good evening to you. All right. I slept in a bit this morning. The birds are a bit quiet, 5, so they didn't wake me up, and I only woke up at 6. So, a bit behind times normally for me, but and it's a beautiful morning here, boys. I'm going to tell you now, we're hitting 30 degrees today.
Oh,
and
nice.
The birds are chirping away.
Yeah, shocking where we are, mate. I tell you that now.
Yeah.
Matt's saying Kudos was fuming when he got subbed. Two words with Loppy, no handshake, etc. I think there's no love lost between these two either. That's for sure.
No, definitely not. I mean, look, at the end of the day, there's always going to be somebody in a group of people that doesn't get on with another somebody in that group of people. And usually it's sort of limited within the playing staff, but this time round it's not unusual for West Ham managers to alienate themselves against certain players and you know, and it's there for everyone to see.
Tom Jones.
Moyes done it with Ben Rama, you know.
That's true. Brendan's coming in now. Back to my time travelling West Ham United captain. Check the photo. Tell me what the guy third from left is doing in 1940.
Oh, okay. Have you got the picture there, Tom?
Yeah, he's up in the end there, Bud. I'm trying to see because...
Chuck it on the screen, you nutcase.
I can only see what I've got here, mate. It's up on the screen now. His comments up on the screen there, and the photo's there by his name.
Oh, right, that picture.
It's too small for me to see that one.
I can't, mate. I'd have to wear binoculars to look at that.
Hold on. Let's take a pic. See if we can try and get on this one.
You always do something to fuck with our brains, Brendan.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I'm going to try and get a better picture that's fuzzy as nobody's business.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. Shall I risk putting my WhatsApp number on the screen and let him send it to me direct, that picture? Because I can get it up on my screen. Anyway, that won't help.
Hold on. Is he on a mobile phone or something? Looks like he's on a phone.
Who?
Just got to try and get that angle right.
Yeah.
On the camera.
Oh, right, okay. He actually looks like Bobby Moore. Yeah, the fella actually looks a bit like Bobby Moore.
Yeah.
And big up to usual as well. His quality was quite stoned. Brendan saying, I'm not having it. That he's checked out. He's checking out a medal. I thought it was a mobile phone, but. Michael's Chelsea saying West Ham ain't getting relegated. Let's face it. Southampton got already. So there's only two places that will go with Southampton. The other will be Wolves. Then either one of Everton, Leicester, or Ipswich.
Yeah, I mean that sums out, but they're all poor.
Yeah.
Everton will do their usual. They'll climb out of it. As always. And Southampton looked terrible, man.
They don't look full, do they? I mean, for the first couple of games,
Ipswich are playing good football. They just can't get over the line, man. You know what I mean? They haven't got the quality in the whole team to get over the line.
First couple of games they played, though, you thought there was a bit of something there. There was a bit of hope for them, but mate, they've been fucking dreadful.
They keep losing games by the odd goal, man, and they can't be doing that. They've got to get some kind of run at home, and they're just not doing it. Hard to see, and I like it. It's a shame because I'd like to see Ipswich stay up. I like the way they try to play football. I like that Kieran McKenna. I'd have
James.
I'd have him at West Ham all.
Yeah,
see how he goes.
I agree on that as well. Up and coming, isn't he? I do believe Kieran. Ian McKenna.
Yeah.
Well,
you got the James anyway.
Yeah. You never know, man. Mate, he done it at Burnley, didn't he? And he got the Bayern Munich job.
Yeah.
So McKenna might be at Man United next year.
Oh man, you imagine it. Damien saying if someone met the equivalent of Kudos's release clause in January I won't be opposed to him leaving 6 months early to fund another little rebuild. A like-for-like profile, centre forward, a box-to-box CM. It'll be a bad one. Yeah, here as well. Oh, look, Howard's won some shit on today on the West Ham Network, sharing the love. Nice, mate.
Lovely.
They're well in there. No, you're welcome, Howard. As always, as I said, me and Budge go half and half on that one.
Yeah, cool.
Like Alvarez next to Souček. Yeah, weren't a bad one.
Yeah, actually, we actually forgot about mentioning Souček, really, didn't we?
Great goal. You know,
he's been bloody quality all season, really, to be fair.
And considering we want to get shot of him as well.
He's done his job amicably. Do you know what I mean? Throughout the whole season so far. One of the few that have. A very few.
James is saying that Silo is overrated currently. He's had 3 games, played more games, and been poor. Jury out for me. I get that. I do get that one.
Fair comment.
Solo's gone up in my estimations. Daniel's saying not as naturally talented as Paqueta, but seems to work harder. I think a bit more of an engine with him than I would say with Paqueta.
And also with Soler, he's less likely to try and shoot if he's not in the right place to do so. Yeah. You know, Paqueta will have a go still if he thinks there's a shot on. Whereas Soler, he'd look for the man that's in a better position than him. And that's, for me, that's one of the things that makes him a better player in that position. Because playing that 8 position is sort of, it's important that you do your defensive roles, but also in attack, you know, you're not there to score goals, although if the opportunity is there, take it. Yeah. But you're there to create an opportunity, you know. And he's good at that. He's good at that. He's disciplined. I think that's probably the word. But he's
I mean, Soler, he's one. I don't think we have seen the best of him yet, but you see there's bits of class there, isn't there? There's bits of class, and you can see it, and you go, all right, just give him a bit more game time, and we'll see it coming through. Because the pass, like I said, when he set up Wan-Bissaka against Arsenal, what a ball that was!
Yeah,
that split open the whole of Arsenal's defence, you know, and they've got a pretty decent defence these days, Arsenal. And it was just one brilliant pass. So you see bits of class there. I want to see more of him. I ain't made my mind up on him yet. Yeah, but I think hopefully there's more to come out of him.
From what you have seen, do you think he deserves to start regularly?
Yeah, but why wouldn't he? Yeah, I can't see who else you put in there. I've sort of given up on that old Guido. I've given up on him already. So Souček, it's hard not to start him because he's such a goal threat.
Yeah,
I mean, he's such a goal threat for us.
Yeah. The thing was on that though, Kieran, we wanted to get shot of him at one point, didn't we, during the summer?
Yeah, which I always found crazy, really. We know his limitations, Tone. That's the thing. We know that, and you've got to accept his limitations. And passing the ball is one of them. He's not the best at it, but my God, he puts in the effort, you know, every week, and you've always got a chance of scoring a goal, haven't you, when he's about?
Yeah,
you know?
Agree on that.
Yeah, and our goal threat is so poor lately. You know, it really has been. You know?
And what a goal that was, by the way, against Wolves. What a fantastic header! And you know, a couple of the commentators were like, "Well, do you think that might have been just nodding the ball back across the box?" No.
Nah, he knew what he was doing.
No, that was a goal attempt.
No, that was an attempt, man. He looped that. That only just come under the bar, man. I mean, it's easy to say defenders should have done this and that. I couldn't. It's too high, man. Do you know, I can tell you one of my fantastic headers myself. I climbed like a salmon, right, on this corner, right? It was a semi-final. And I was playing for Surfers Paradise, right? Never scored a goal for him because I was playing left back and right back. And I fucking got it, man. Bang, top corner. And the bastard defender threw his hand up and flicked it away, right?
Ooh.
And that was the days he only got a booking for that. And we got a penalty. I was gutted. It was straight in the top corner. I was gutted. My only goal. And we got So if that guy had done that, he would have been sent off these days, wouldn't he?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's two checks in. I want to punch the lights out.
Yeah.
He was just saying, sounds like Anthony's smoke detector. No, that's Kieran and his amazing birds that he's got around in the background of himself.
He's Australian magpies, bud.
They're all swell. There's a few of them making a bit of noise this morning.
James saying, morning, Kieran, my Aussie compatriot.
G'day, Jamesy. How are we, mate?
And obviously, evening to Sharky.
I heard
Sharky.
I heard a great name yesterday about an area down in South Australia, I think it is, Adelaide Way, and it's called Copwash Creek.
Oh, nice.
Brilliant, isn't it? Wouldn't you love to live there? Wouldn't you love that address? Where do you live?
Wow.
Copwash Creek.
Copwash Creek Avenue.
Yeah, brilliant, isn't it? What a name of fucking place that is.
Wow.
And there's another a mountain in where's this one? It's in Victoria, down James's way, I think. It's called Spanker's Knob.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a mountain in Victoria. Brilliant. Because when I worked up and lived up in Cairns, right, up north there and in the heat, I lived in a place called Yorkie's Knob. It's it's amazing how that used to amuse people on my address. It was Yorkie's Knob in Cairns. Brilliant.
Brilliant.
Right on the beach.
Wow.
Brilliant.
Sorry, diverse into that nonsense.
We think what we've got over here, we've got Ugly and we've got like Pratt's Bottom and the Wallops and all that kind of
Yeah, we've got loads. Back in England, we've got loads. Yeah. But I thought that's my favourite here, now, Copwash Creek.
Cool, yeah. I think that beats them all.
I'll bet you any money you like. It was a bloody West Ham fan that named the place.
or a geezer with a very dirty pair of balls.
Damien's saying Kudus was getting on my nerves for the first time ever. I guess he's ambitious, but do what can while you're here. You've got a release clause. If you're worth it, which I believe he is, someone will pay. True, but he's got to show his worth though. At the same point, we want to get top dollar if he's going to go. Even happy Will. Hey guys.
Hello, Happy. Oh, there's a secret viewer who's not going to comment. I know she won't. But hi, Kimmy.
Nice.
Friend of mine from stateside.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Good to see you on here. Yep, same as Will. Budgie Doors. Budgie, look at that.
Oh my God, he's done that tonight, hasn't he?
Good evening, gentlemen. Fabulous won't make a live finally up your will. Up the hammers. Look at that.
That's absolutely brilliant.
Mate, he was not that we get to see your I'm a celebrity thing here because it's done here. We don't get to see it. But it's about an hour away from here.
Okay.
Where it is. It's just on the northern New South Wales border, I've been told. So they do that. And when my nephew was over the other week, Budge, the hotel he went to stay in on the Gold Coast was the hotel they put him in before they bring him out there. Yeah, he stayed there. He wanted to see if he could see anyone. I don't know if he did.
Even old man.
That one,
yeah. Nice to see the Brisbane Avery joining in.
Jamesy. I know. I think that one's the Indian miner. Yeah. He's quite noisy, that fucker.
Yeah, look, that's brave, Budgie. Don't let GP have your number. I think you never hear the end of it.
Yeah.
Saying, definitely looks like a mobile phone. The guy next to him on the left is Ted Fenton. Wow, Ted Fenton.
Oh, fuck me, Ted Fenton. What's a fucking old name, isn't it?
Yeah, bloody hell.
Anyone watching the girls?
No.
We're not.
Oh, don't say that, Howard. Everton Moyes at the end will finish above us. God, you just imagine it.
God, yeah.
Shocking saying those birds. Louder than usual tonight.
This morning, to the birds.
I like lickshire sausage, man. I
Yeah,
just realised they have a CDM called rice. Oh wow. The usual is always noisy. So I've heard. Prefer a Cumberland, apparently Howard does.
Yeah,
Welsh
I like
Dragons.
them.
That's what you want to go for, a Welsh Dragon. They're the ones to go for.
Are they?
We've got a bit of chili jalapeno in there as well, kind of thing. Nice bit of a kick.
Nice.
No
Welsh
6 in more. There's a win.
Where'd you get them from, son?
Butcher's down the road.
It might be like it's exclusive to him.
Ah, mate, there's other places do them as well. Some have got more kick than others.
Okay.
Toulouse is my favourite though. James is saying we seriously overhype folks at our club. We always have done, haven't we? We like a good player, and when they're not, we get on their backs as well. So we do what we do. Evening, Ray. Good evening, all.
Evening, Mr. Burke.
Old man saying, "Don't know why my nickname is Chipolata."
Fucking not for me, I ain't. Head like a foot. That's my nickname for him. Still scares me, that profile picture.
You are happy? Let's I need a bit of chewing up today. This is taking the edge off of it. Cheers, usual. Wow.
Oh, well, if you'd been here 10 minutes earlier, you might have even had a big laugh out loud when Kieran was telling his story.
We could come up with a competition. Who can find the most ridiculous name of a place in the world?
Yeah.
I still think Cockwash Creeks can be up there, though.
Well, imagine that one. I think that's taking the one. That's taking the lead. That's for sure.
I'd love to build my own housing estate and just have really obscure words for the road names. Like Wanker's Crescent or something.
you imagine it. James says supporters don't appreciate Souček. I mean, he's not always been everyone's cup of tea. But this season, I think he's kind of actually stepped up, hasn't he? Really?
Yeah. I mean, the thing is with Souček, he is a bit of an acquired taste, but in general, he's been a general. Do you know what I mean? He has been a general, really. He's held us up when we've needed holding up.
Well, when we keep going on about captain material, mate, I mean, we all seem to ignore Souček, and he is perfect captain material.
He is, and that's why he does it for his country.
He's a captain. He's a leader, man. I never understand how we stopped loving players that give their all. We see a lot of supporters don't seem to appreciate that anymore, and I think it's crazy. We've always loved them sort of players. Yeah, and I do with Souček as well.
And that is part of what I would call the West Ham way as well.
Yeah, I think it is, because we didn't pay 80 million for Souček or 40 million for Souček. They're there, man. We paid what we paid, and they are what they are. But my God, if you want people,
26 million for the players, wasn't it? 15 for one and 7 for the other, or something like that. 22 million for the pair. Something like that.
Yeah. We pay about 4 million for Souček, didn't we?
Was it?
Yeah,
I thought it was 7.
I think it's a bit less than that, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, it comes down under 20 mil then, doesn't it, for the pair of them?
What a bargain that was.
I know. And both of them were very instrumental in us winning that trophy as well.
Yes, definitely.
So we definitely got our money's worth out of them, boys.
Exactly. Mate, if you expect Souček to turn into De Bruyne, well, it's not happening, is it? But my God, when you're lacking the strikers and lacking goals, man, and you got someone like him in the squad, how can you not play him? He's always a goal threat.
True.
He's not brilliant, but he can get you that goal. Especially when you're struggling for goals. You need someone like him. If we had the perfect team, he probably comes off the bench. Yeah. But we haven't. Our midfield is slow. He doesn't make it any quicker. Yeah. But What else is there? Who's scoring goals? Paqueta's not scoring goals. He's hardly getting assists. So there at the moment, we don't know. Work in progress. Guido, no.
Nah.
Kudos, really. He's not scoring enough goals.
I think he's just peed off with Lopetegui though myself there, Kieran. I think he's he's playing, but he's you can see he's really down tools, isn't he? There's no two ways about it.
I don't think he's you got to remember both. I've always believed this with Paqueta and Kudos. They came here to move on. The idea for them is to come to West Ham, do well, and then move on. Now, Paqueta's circumstances are different because he's embroiled in this betting shit. But Kudos, I think Kudos, I've always said it to you, Budge, about Kudos he wants to play on the right there. He wants to shine. And he can't because we've got Bowen. Both their best positions is that position.
Yeah.
But we bought him anyway.
Captain, he's going to get a nod in his favoured position, isn't he?
But it's hard to dislodge Bowen because at least Bowen's getting you the goal here and there.
Yeah.
Putting in.
So, I mean, I made a comment yesterday that I felt that, and I think I said it Tuesday night as well, I felt that Bowen is a better option for England than Saka right now, and has been for a while, because he's not as fragile.
Not for me.
He's not.
Yeah, but not for me. I think Saka.
And somebody else in the chat, a few people in the chat disagree, and that's fine. But for me, Jarrod Bowen is more like a JTB, and Bukayo Saka is more like a push bike. Do you know what I mean? I think he's very fragile. Saka. Great player, but a better option for England. A player.
I think. Look, Bowen's got a lot of competition there for that position on that right with England, because you've got that Madueke coming up now as well.
Yeah, true. He's bloody good and all.
Yeah, between him and Saka, I think Bowen could be the third choice. I think Madueke's still got to prove himself, but he looks a talent, mate. He really does.
He's definitely a future star, isn't he? That's for sure.
Oh gosh, yeah. And my brother, when Chelsea unveiled him, my brother was going, "Oh yeah, he's good. He is." But I said, "What do you know about him then?" "Oh well, we paid this for him, and he's been in the lower, teams like the under 23s and all that." And I thought, has he? I've never heard his name before. Clearly, he had been, but
I think he's slowly come through though, isn't he? He's one of those.
I mean, my brother was bang on right about him. He said to me,
"Well, mate, if you think our under 21s have got competition to get into the first team, look at fucking Chelsea. They got fucking no chance, really, have they?"
My brother told me, he said to me that Madueke, he said, if you could imagine Kenny Dalglish with a Ferrari engine in him, that's what that Madueke's like. And he ain't wrong.
No.
You know what I mean?
True.
Yeah. Well, the Ferrari engine Antonio had didn't do him any good.
Oh, you sick fucker.
David's saying here with Antonio out, I think it opens a spot to compete for, possibly between Solo and Fulkrug, and adjust accordingly. Alvarez, Souček, Kudos, Somerville, and Bowen, all shoo-ins for me in that front six. Not a bad shout.
Look, mate, I'm with you 100%. I'm not sure about playing Soler up front. I'm not sure about that because I've never known him to play up front. I've never seen any footage of him playing up front. But he does know where the goal is. So, like we said last night, Kieran, like you said last night, I should correct myself. That's just showing desperation if you're going to play a midfielder as your striker.
Yeah, you start doing
strikers on the bench. Obviously,
we've only had 5 years to bring in a striker, haven't we?
Yeah, I mean, the strikers we've got are not the greatest strikers, and they're, like Fulkrug, we know very little about. And, we know a lot about Danny Ings, but, he's ready to draw his pension, get a bus pass and all that. So, our options are fucking limited, but we have options.
True.
True.
I mean, David,
we shouldn't be playing or even considering playing a winger or a midfielder in that role because we've got options. Otherwise, what's the point of having them? And why are we paying Danny Ings, £750,000 a month?
True.
Just West Ham, isn't it? And to answer that question they put up there, we do have kookaburras here, but Sharky, we do, but not this morning. There were a couple in here yesterday afternoon, but not this morning.
Oh, you can't have any gum trees around you then.
I mean, happy saying here, don't get why we didn't see Fulkrug off the back of his first goal. For me, I thought Danny Ings coming on Monday was the wrong choice because he was shocking when he came on.
Yeah,
I just wonder how fit he really is. Tony, Fulkrug, is he 60%?
For all that time he's had off, mate, you think he'd be, the tank's brimming. But I think it would have more suited to have him there than it would have done Danny Ings. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think Danny Ings is finding out the score. If he scores a goal, then you might see a difference in the Ings because he's kind of proved in the last couple of games that when he has come on, he's near enough he's put himself in the right areas.
Yeah.
But Fulkrug, for me, I think he's one.
Reasonable shot the other night. Well, not a shot, but it was an attempted shot. I mean, the ball fell to him and he swung his foot at it quickly. Like you would expect of Danny Ings. He's one of those reaction players. But
they should have stats at West Ham for that. Almost got a shot.
We got everybody in the bloody history of West Ham would be on that list.
Imagine it. Good evening to Hammer Time as well. Wouldn't want to go swimming there. No, not at all. That's for sure. Michael was saying, good evening, Michael, as well. Early for old school hammers? Never early for enough.
Well,
never early, never late.
Old school hammers was last night, Michael, as you know, because you was in the chat.
Yeah, exactly. Early for me.
Appreciate it. Good evening to JB as well. Even all, going back to what you said about Suchek, one of the other shows slags him off, but he does a lot of dirty work, in my opinion.
Yeah, mate.
In my opinion, a solid player.
Yeah, I agree with that, man.
Earlier, Kieran, because that was the way I saw it. With the players we put in, we thought there's going to be big expectations, and then you bring on Suchek as a sub, and he'll know that he'll get you that goal if we needed it.
Exactly, yeah. If we had the right midfield, balanced and proper, I don't think Suchek probably starts.
No,
but we don't have that, and I think we got our midfield is far too slow. And Paqueta is really form-wise fallen off a cliff. Kudos is not quite doing it. And so, what do you do, the manager? I don't know what you do.
Happy missed your show last night by the looks of it.
Yeah, she did, unfortunately. But at least you're getting not a rerun, but you're getting a second bite of the cherry, yeah?
You didn't miss much.
What I was going to say was that, Danny Ings, when he came on Monday night, there was a murmur around the stadium when that happened because Fulkrug was sitting there in his training kit or, his training top or whatever you call it. He was sitting there on the bench. I don't know if he was available. I don't even know if he was picked in the squad, was he?
I'm trying to remember if he was in there or not. I can't remember.
I can't remember now.
No, I think he was. I think he was on there.
Oh, right. He was on the bench because he was chatting with, from the footage that I've seen on the replays and stuff, not the replays, the highlights and stuff, it actually goes to Lopetegui and you can see Danny Ings and Fulkrug talking behind him. So I know he's definitely there, but it was a bit, for me, it was a shock. you know. And I was very, very surprised he wasn't effective.
Yeah. I mean, James is saying Souček is a goal-scoring box-to-box midfielder because, wherever you put him, there's a chance he's going to get something.
Yeah. And, somebody else put in the chat, and I think it was Happy that said it, actually, that Souček's the player that if a manager needs a desperate, win, this and that, Souček's the man that's going to almost guarantee it for him. I'm paraphrasing, but, the comment was along them lines,
Mm.
And, I think I think it was Happy. I think she's right. I mean, Souček is, he's like, well, what do you call him? He's like the guy that Mr. Wolf in Pulp Fiction. He turns up, cleans up the place,
Cleans up the mess.
makes it all look pretty again, and then you don't see him again for a while. That's Souček, though, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I think. Do you know what I do believe? Why people do get negative about him, and I think it's a lot to do with Moyes, because when Moyes was doing all our heading, when he continuously played Souček, when he was a bit out of form that last season, he kept playing him, and when he needed a break for me. He was playing every minute for Czechoslovakia, he was playing every minute for West Ham. He needed a break. And I think a lot of people associate Souček with Moyes because he kept playing him, even though he weren't playing very well. And I think that's why they're so negative about it. So I'm blaming Moyes for that as well.
You used to have started off saying here, because obviously, like in the comments now, look, we've got in Durham, we have a place called Cockermouth.
Cockermouth, yeah, I've heard of that. Cockermouth.
Yeah. Usual saying Otter's Pocket Avenue. Usual saying Wizard Sleeve Way. Bloody
I like that. Usual.
Horse's Collar Cul-de-sac.
I did know a cul-de-sac, and it's called Horseshoe Lane, and it is cul-de-sac, and it's horseshoe shape. But that's
very descriptive.
With all those bird sounds, bet he's had a cockatoo.
Yeah, I had 2 cockatoos in here yesterday.
Michael's asking the question: would you give Mickey a 1-year extension, or say thank you for your services, as we'll be out for a year?
I think under the circumstances, the fact that he's 35 or coming
34,
up,
coming up 35,
coming up to 35. By the time he's fit to play, he'll be 35. I think under the circumstances, taking off the claret and blue glasses, I think you have to say thank you and, sorry you couldn't fulfill your contract, playing whatever, but, thank you, and, there's your final payment or whatever. I think that'd probably be fairest on him, if I'm honest.
Well, I think he's got to be fair to himself as well, isn't he? Because, as you said, I mean, the one thing that goes for him is he's fit. That's kind of is going to help him through the recovery rate. But when you've got a double compound fracture, they're not easy to knit back together.
No, listen, that is probably the worst break you can get on your leg.
And I think the other thing as well,
that's
as you said,
bone through skin, isn't it?
It can, yeah. Basically, well, you've got to think, double ones. There's obviously been some breakage through the skin, that's for sure. But 35. Then you never know if there's a setback. Then before you know it, we're looking at 36-year-old.
Yeah, you're not seeing him in a West Ham shirt again. I'm pretty sure.
No, I agree on that. I don't think that'd be.
We sort of spoke about this a bit last night, actually, and I think we're all of the opinion. I think most of us, if we're looking at it logically, are looking at it and saying, right, Shagger's retreat, love it. I think most of us, if you look at it logically, he's never going to play for West Ham again.
No.
And if he does, it would be a testimonial type affair. It'll be like West Ham legends versus the current team or something, like we've done before.
Yeah.
just to put bums on seats, basically. Really, they've done it a couple of times, haven't they? You know.
True. I mean,
Um,
Matt's saying they give him an ambassador coaching role if he's able to play.
Yeah,
Not a bad show.
He'll be podcasting after once he gets out of this one.
Yeah.
he will.
Does it-
He will be.
doesn't he
and
do
he'll be
something
like,
already?
he'll probably
Does that
do
already,
something
doesn't
for CBS or whoever it is. You know what I mean? He'll do a bit of punditry and that. But the one thing that he will be doing during his recovery period is spending a lot of time in Ghana.
You're saying this, weren't you,
Probably
on
on his
Sunday?
British passport this time round. But he'll be spending a lot of time in Ghana because he's actually building a education centre stroke football academy out there. And he's putting a lot of money and a lot of effort into it.
Fair enough,
And that's why there were a lot of TikTok videos of him in Ghana and stuff, because he'd met all these dignitaries and the Ghanaian FA representatives and stuff like that. And he's going for it big time. I mean, he's basically, I think he wants to flood the UK with Ghanaian players or African players, you know, or the world. He actually, basically, he doesn't just say Premier League, you know, he's not promising that to everybody.
Put it out there,
He
isn't
said, I want to put players all over the world.
Give them the opportunity, isn't it? Simple as that.
And he will do it too, because, you know, he's got it up there, hasn't he? You know what I mean? He's got strong
He's got
mind.
more of a reason to now after this, hasn't he, really?
Yeah.
You know, I think that's the case.
And, you know, like, that's another thing that he can be instilling into the, you know, academy youth. You know, my career finished before I wanted it to because of this.
Yeah.
Don't let that happen to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah, that kind of attitude, isn't it? Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, from many angles it works.
Happy saying that in Worcestershire there's a place called Minge Lane.
Oh, love it. I bet every one of them that lives down there is able.
You were saying, unfortunately, the only thing Antonio will be winning now is a blue badge. Down in Kent where Matt is, there's an upper dicker and a lower dicker.
Yeah, I've been through both of them. That sounded wrong.
Definitely lower dicker these days.
Happy's also saying, I do not believe that had Kudos been playing for the number 10 role this season, he would have scored more. He would have scored more. Yeah, I mean, I can't see it myself. Happy saying, sod living in the lower dicker. JB saying, you've heard it here first. Kudos replacement is Clivert. Talent, that lad. Yeah, he's a good player.
Oh, that's Patrick Clivert's son, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing well there, isn't he?
Leon or somewhere like that, is it? I know, Bournemouth.
Bournemouth.
Yeah, Bournemouth.
Yeah, Bournemouth.
Good little player.
Yeah, he's playing well.
Mm.
Playing well.
Yeah.
The wood yard I use in the Downs is a mile and a half from Lickford. Yes. Brendan's saying there's a Fanny's Town over here.
Is it Brendan? Nice one.
And a muff.
Fucking hell, we've opened up a box here, haven't we?
You have indeed, mate, that's for sure. Mike was saying Saka isn't fragile, he's just a fucking cheat. Yeah, agree on that one, that's for sure.
That in there and all.
I'd like to be made so that we'll talk about that part. Oh, you're definitely up with a can of worms here, Kira, that's for sure. Look, my mother lives near a place called
Nobber.
Michael Chill's saying Meadowake needs to be more consistent with his performances soon. He's had that. It could be some player if he has the final product. I mean, he's still young, so there's plenty of time to do.
So there's a lot of improving. He's not a finished product, is it?
But he's being given the opportunity to do just that, though. You know, he's getting first team football. Lewis Gillem, he's not even getting into a shout with the first team.
No, but he's a strange one. It's a strange buy, but it could be a very smart buy. I mean, it could be one for the future. And,
Yeah.
but I still believe we should have put him out.
He could be an £80 million player in 2 years.
It could be in a few years. That's what all the Brazilian press were thinking. You know, they were ever since he's been about 10 years of age. So the potential might be there. But I just don't see why we, completely throw him in the under-21 or get him out on loan for this season. We haven't. Seems a bit of a waste because he doesn't look like he can see much of the pitch.
Maybe going back on what you said just a minute ago, I think it's a case of we've signed him. If he is a talent, that we're safeguarding ourselves by getting the player in early for that fee. But the other
Absolutely.
hand,
I mean, Barcelona used to do that. Barcelona and Chelsea used to do this a lot, didn't they? Hoover up the fucking talent, right?
Yep.
Or Real Madrid to try and hoover it up before Barcelona got it, or Barcelona do the same. Doesn't matter if they just buy them, get them in, and then they'll sit there. And then on their resume, play for Barcelona, not even got nowhere near it. But they made sure no one else got them. And I think
here's a little thing for you. Now, I know I'm right in this.
I bet.
Chelsea bought Eden Hazard. Right? Chelsea bought in Eden Hazard because they already had his brother Thorgan on the books, and he kept going on about his brother. They had a look at him and went, "Yeah, wonderful. Let's get him in." Eden Hazard, everybody knows him. Everybody. Do you know Thorgan Hazard? Have you ever watched him play?
Yeah. No, I've heard his name. I've seen him somewhere. Yeah, maybe in Europe they're playing.
I've never seen him play.
Yeah, I have.
You know?
Well, I've seen one of his brothers play. Whether it's that one, I don't know.
You know, that like you said, Chelsea hoovering up talent and stuff. You know, they had both of them brothers on the books, and Eden was the one that went to the height.
Mate, Chelsea had everyone on the books, eh? No, De Bruyne had fucking Salah, haven't they? They had everyone.
They're still doing that now,
and they can't all bloody make it. That's the thing. And that's why for a guy to come out of the under-21s for Chelsea is a big fucking effort to get in front of all the internationals they keep buying.
I mean, my old school, just up the road from me, the school I went to, and it is actually now a Chelsea academy.
Oh, well.
So the whole of the PE department, as we would call it, is now run by Chelsea.
Because I suppose from that point onwards, they're not far from, when you go further more up the road, you've still got Cobham, haven't you, where Chelsea's training ground is. So you can understand that being close to what it is.
Yeah, we're only about 25 miles from Cobham.
So it's not bad, not far.
No.
Sharky's saying we should get a new centre forward in January. I think,
We've been getting a new centre forward for the last 5 years, every window. And every one we brought in, Antonio was still fucking playing up front. They might even wheel Antonio up near the end of the season if we need a goal. Might wheel him on. It's just hard you have to laugh because it's just hard to trust this club to fucking buy a striker that's going to work. It really is. Or at least combine the striker with the manager and what he wants and how he plays.
To me, it would have to be somebody like Ivan Toney or, a proven striker in this league. It has to be somebody that...
We said it on Sunday, Budge. When you look at it, if it wasn't for Moores' style, if you had two up top, in
Haller was good.
Haller and Skamaka and that, they would have been banging in goals. Which
just the wrong manager for them.
Absolutely,
absolutely.
They proved that.
Or the wrong tactic from the manager. Not necessarily the wrong manager, but the wrong tactic.
Well, it was because he wouldn't play to their strengths, so pointless.
That's true,
just pointless.
And I'm not being funny now, but if we are going to go out in January and get a striker, if they're going to go and look out on the continent for a striker, I'm not interested, to be fair. I would rather them go and get Patrick Bamford from Leeds or someone like that. Somebody that's played it. No. Maybe not him per se, but I'm just using a lesser known equipped striker.
Well, we ain't got
We
about
need
Wilson
someone
because he's
to
injured.
push Antonio around
We're
and get him
clear
in.
of that one. No,
Oh, no.
I don't know. Kieran, I mean, look, Damien's putting in here. Disgraceful. We waited and hang on for so long for a centre forward. End up where we are. Moyes refused to take centre forwards offered to him because he wanted to make sure he got that signing nailed on. He wanted Solanke.
Well, didn't get him.
It would have been a good choice, though.
I think, I mean, I do feel we need to get something in because when you're just relying on Danny Ings and Fulkrug.
Yeah, look, with Fulkrug, he might come good. We know what we're getting with Danny Ings, which isn't a lot. You know what I mean?
No, that's true.
I would never knock his effort again, though, Danny Ings. He comes on, he does try. He tries his hardest. But come on, he's limited now. But Fulkrug could come good. He could.
Yeah,
we just don't
know that Lopetegui likes to tinker about a little bit, yeah? What if he was to go 3-5-2? Danny Ings and Fulkrug up top. Would that be less or more?
Not being funny, Budge. When you think about it, when he came in, first of all, I think we was open that, he was going to make some changes, or the formation, what he's going to play was going to be completely different from Moyes. But it seems he just picked up the blueprint from David Moyes and carried it with his team now.
But at Wolves, he used that 3-5-2.
Yeah, but again, he keeps, as we said, he keeps tinkering. If it's not broke, it don't need fixing. The Ipswich game, we changed it then.
Would Fulkrug and Ings playing up top together be less or more interesting to you? That was my question.
Well, I think if you look at it, it'll be a bit more interesting because what you want to see is two forwards working off of each other.
And they could and would, probably.
Maybe Ings kind of, to get the rebound shot. Fulkrug more. Well, we know he can hit from
the bullying bit.
Yeah, and he can hit from distance as well. And if he comes back out again, as they say, you pick up crumbs and put it in the back of the net.
Waiting for it.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. Good evening, Colin. How are we doing, matey? Good evening, Tony Budgeon. Good morning, Kieran. Sorry, late joining the chat. Just got back from the hospital, healing, but very angry today.
Oh, no.
Sorry.
I hope you're well, bro.
Hope it's not the hospital playing you up, mate.
It's too early for me to be angry. I'll give it another hour.
Hey, look, Happy's nailed it on the head here. Look, you can chill now. You're amongst friends. Absolutely.
Hang on.
Yeah, absolutely. Good evening, Richard. Anthony's brother. Evening, lads. Hope you're all good. Where's the Emmers from with that out on? Looks like about 30 degrees. He is indeed.
Where are you, Kieran?
Yes, it's getting there. Who's that, Richard? Yeah. I'm in Brisbane, Richard, Queensland. It's about, I'd say now it's about 23, feeling it. But it's going to get up to 30 degrees today. That's what I looked at this morning.
Not good.
Yeah, another bang average day, mate, in the tropics.
Oh, Kieran, I forgot to ask you last night. Any croc or shark attacks this week?
No, mate, all quiet on the Western Front on that lot. Not chewing anyone up lately. It's a bit of a shame. But yeah.
They're just showing you Rangers are 1-0 up at the moment.
Oh, good. They're playing Tottenham, yeah?
I think they are. I checked what the games. Might as well put Bowman
Moyes going back to Scotland, doesn't he? That's right, yeah.
Yeah. And there he is, the main man himself. Big up, Anthony. How we doing? Big up, lads. Hope you're well.
Hope you
had a good show with Lee, mate. We'll start the second half. Spuds in the mud, yeah. Yeah, looks like that. Great goal. Spuds in the mud.
Good, mate. They might sack Ange and we can get him. That'll do, mate.
Did you see that figure put in the WhatsApp group, Budge, earlier on?
I don't know.
Yeah. If you're feeling down,
no, I didn't. I didn't. No.
You'll have to look at it in your chat, mate. Have a look at it.
Oh, I will. Do that now. No, I won't.
Go on, Ray.
That's the Paddy Power one, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's funny, man. They do some good shit, don't they?
Yeah, do, mate. You've got to agree on that. Alscock Lane, Howard saying. Come
All
on, the
right.
Rangers. Richard saying in Bristol we have a place called Cockshot Hill.
Yeah.
We have a road in Anthony saying we have a road in Bristol called Cock Road. My brother lives in that road.
What's his brother's name? Richard.
Richard,
What's another way of saying Richard?
Oh, Dicky boy.
Dick lives in Cock Road.
Oh, come on, Dick.
Fucking hell, poor old Rick.
And you're over Whitchurch Bell End Drive. You gotta love a brotherly love. Usually say Rangers 3-1, Spuds 8-11, the draw 14-5. No, that's Fuzzy's Road. Howard saying, Anthony, I thought I saw the tractor in the car park.
Rather.
Here he goes again. Look, lads, Tony is Loppy in. He's a flip flop, not like he used to. Can I have your thoughts on this? I see you put in your chat last night as well. I see that.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, straight in. Yeah. I slagged you off, Tony, obviously. But...
Oh, that's usual for you, Kieran. That's for sure. If I don't get a slagging off, I figure that, then I think
soon as you come in, I'll not throw one shot in against you, mate.
Yeah. If I don't hear it from you, mate, I think there's something wrong with you straight away.
Yeah, he's fucking ill, isn't he?
Antonio in the Saudi League. Ooh, yeah, final payoff.
That's a good possibility, you know. That is a good possibility.
I reckon he might. I think he's hanging them boots up out of this, man. I really do.
Yeah,
he doesn't need all that crap anymore. And like I say, he'll have plenty of offers to earn money if he needs it.
Of course he will. I think he's got to use common sense, Kieran, more than anything else, isn't he, himself?
Yeah. He's fine, man. I think, he's got a good personality, old Miggy, doesn't he? And
one of the best.
I think they'll be doing enough to, get him on a pundit show and all these podcasts he'll do. He'll have plenty of opportunities.
Can you imagine him, Micah Richards, Jamie Carragher, Thierry Henry, and that Kate Abdo, all on the bloody panel together?
Yeah. He was sticking next to Ian Wright as well, and
it would be mayhem.
They'd be just laughing all the time. You wouldn't get a word out of them.
They'd be taking the piss out of him fucking crashing that car. No doubt.
Happy saying, I think it would be a nice touch to pay him as we did Oggy through his recovery. Don't think we'll see him again in claret and blue. No, we don't hold on to that hope. Yeah, I know. I think that's about right.
Yeah,
sure it's Ghana, not Jamaica.
The club have got a duty of care to him. I've said it a few times now.
Yeah,
I'm hoping that the club have got the bollocks enough to uphold that duty of care.
Let's hope he is, isn't it? Matt's saying, you sure it's Ghana, not Jamaica, as he's Jamaican budgie, obviously about Antonio.
Yeah, he is Jamaican. He is Jamaican, agreed. Well, he's actually English with Jamaican heritage. But
he's fucking English.
But it's in Ghana. The academy that he's setting up is in Ghana because apparently the Jamaican side of his family originated from Ghana. And will obviously taken their first class by the Americans back in the 1700s.
Gents, can I see Antonio playing again?
Ghana, definitely.
Good fair play to him because there's a few players that used to do that, didn't they? Colin saying, gents, cannot see Antonio playing again for West Ham. I'd like to see him as a coach at this great club of ours. I think he's got to do hopefully he does his badges in if that's the case.
Yeah, I think really and truly, I think if he's going to do coaching, he's going to do that out there. He's passionate about it, mate. I think he might do an ambassadorial role at West Ham if he was asked.
I think it'd be nice.
That's not regular every day, every week, is it? No. Coaching is week in, week out. Early hours of the morning till late hours of the evening.
I think it'd be good. James is saying Lewis Gilherme. Brendan saying, who is he? The Steiden failure currently, which is probably at the moment not being used.
Not being used. So it's hard to know. Class him as a failure, I would not. But it might be an investment for the future or a complete cock up. I mean, if you were just going to spend 10 million on players like that, and we've done that in the past, haven't we? As a punt, he's worth a punt.
What did we pay for it? 30 million, was it?
25 add-ons.
20.
Yeah. So it is a big number, but say we don't know. It could be one for the future. It might not be. Yeah. At the moment, I do think we're mishandling him, but I'm not.
What if he is the next, Neymar or the next Pele or the next whatever, 20 million is going to sound bloody cheap.
It will be if we can get the money. You know what I mean?
So we just don't waste him. That's the main thing, isn't it? Just sit him there. I mean,
it's hard to build his money up when he's sitting there doing nothing.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Look, Happy basically summed it up here. Look, don't get with Gilherme either. Almost half a season in, and he still isn't getting minutes nor playing with the youth. As you said, Kieran.
I mean, you sort of want him in the shop window, and we've got it out the back, sitting down on the couch.
Yeah, look, Sharky, this one as well, didn't we? Saudi Arabia getting the 2034 World Cup. This will likely mean another Winter World Cup.
Oh, did they?
He was awarded the other day.
10 years from now. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to worry about it.
The Middle East are buying all these World Cups now, aren't they?
I'll be 73 by that time. Somebody will be changing me nappies. I'll just be sitting there going, put it on that channel. I will watch that, you know what I mean? I'll just be a grumpy old bastard by that time.
Well, apparently there was supposed to be some kind of it was how they did the draw. It was a bit weird. Apparently, I didn't read up on it. I just see a headline. It was supposed to be kind of controversial or weird, but who knows? E20 saying you don't buy players when your team's shite with no striker. We do.
Well, there is that. We do.
We do. That's for sure.
We do. Man.
Oh, man.
If you can make sense of West Ham's fucking transfer strategy for years, I can't. Just never made sense to me. Some of the players they bought.
What kind of a question is that, Howard?
Well, it's the Cookie Win Budgie show. Remember this? Obviously, looking at your recipe book.
This is what I'm eating. Sorry, I didn't mean to advertise. Hang on, let me cover that bit and that bit. That's what I'm eating. Mini cheddars.
Tim has said justify spending half the year in Brazil and coming back empty-handed most of the time. Yeah, because obviously when he went out there, he was supposed to come back. Was it 3 players?
He just likes it out there, mate. He loves it out there.
Yeah, of course.
He loves it all, mate.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to wear his scarf when he's out there.
Hopefully he didn't come back to Stanton with a certain kind of a couple of packets in the back of the plane. We'll be all right. Needs games to adapt. But he needs to play though. That's the thing, Matt. You do that. You were mind. Too early for project players. Steiden has him touted to be ready to replace Kudos in a year. Wow, severely misjudged if that's the case.
No. We don't know the future, so I'm not going to agree with that until it happens.
I mean, I agree with what James here from E20 said. Like, Steiden should have secured a striker, but it seemed like we panicked by four.
Yeah, and if that's true, that full crew signing is down to Steiden, Jesus, I think that's regardless if full crew comes good and does well, like for the rest of the season, a 31-year-old for that type of money was, to me, a bad buy. Yeah. There's got to be better out there than that, or equivalent, or for a lot less. A 31-year-old. Fuck me.
Well, you've got to think at that point, he's either scratching his head, looking around while he's watching the World Cup. Yeah. Himself, well, yeah, it's bad, is it? Let me have a look at his stats and it gets his old phone out and then, right, he's banged in a couple of goals kind of thing. Yeah, Dave, I think we need to get hold of this geezer. He seems decent. And that's what they're, but 25 million. Jeez. James is saying, Kieran, would you rather be in Dorking? Sorry, of course.
Is there more than one?
That's
Yeah.
only about 11 miles away from me.
Where you are, yeah, of course. How can you have a project buzzword with no project currently?
Yeah.
Hasn't sort of seen the signs. Ange out happy. Yeah, I mean, obviously, we thought it might be Lopetegui in that. We thought it might be O'Neill, but if it might be old Big Ange on the way.
Yeah. Yeah, mate, it could be. I'm still having holidays.
Yeah,
I'd love the roller coaster. I'd love the roller coaster of Big Ange, mate.
Yeah.
But the trouble is with Ange, he needs certain types of players to make his football work, which he's always done. Like I say, when he came here to Brisbane, when he won the A-League with Brisbane in his second season, he went down to Melbourne. He done it with South Melbourne, I think. He won the league with them. He went to Japan, to Yokohama. He won the league with them. He goes to Celtic, wins about 5 trophies out of 6. But he needs the right players for him to perform. I don't think he's got the right players at Tottenham yet, because especially with Mickey van der Ven at the back and Romero, if they're not fit, he's in trouble. They have to be fit to work. That Van der Ven is one of the quickest centre halves in the world, and he needs that. And now he's lost his goalkeeper as well, and he's got that Forster, which probably doesn't suit. So he's going to struggle, man. He's going to really struggle to impress anyone for the rest of this season. It's going to be a real struggle for him. So, but I would love to have him at West Ham and enjoy the roller coaster ride that he brings. But at West Ham, we've got the players. We're even slow. We're even slow. I don't know if it works. I don't think it'll work.
We'll probably be a better midfield as it is, Kieran.
Yeah. Don't think it would suit him.
But then maybe, just maybe, if it was him, you might see the likes of Lewis Guilherme and some of them.
No, you would. You probably would.
All the players that have got a turn of speed, you'll see them. Definitely.
True. Just want to say hello to Football Dad's Army. Big up to Tony in the game. Big up Lee. Hope you're good. Hope you had a good show with Anthony early on. It looks like it was a good one. And also hello to our friend Ronnie Bubble. Good afternoon or good evening, Jeff, for the Boning Lounge. All right, lads. Soz didn't make it. Was late home and only just finished dinner.
No problem. No problem.
Well, all I can say is, Jeff, Budgie managed to come home late, eat, and still be on the show. But, you know, it's fine. Oh, dear me. We're just trying to catch up the chat and we move on to the Green Street Elites. Going to watch the Spuds get smashed by Rangers now. Yeah. Bamford, look, they will question you. Bamford?
No, I picked that name out of the hat. That isn't the player I would go.
Yeah, you got to skip that one.
He was the only one I could think of that's actually had Premier League experience that not every team out there would go and get.
Still shit.
I think James must have spat his drink out when he wrote that one. Davies 34, for fuck's sake, yeah. So if sandwiches are not real food, what do you call a crisp sandwich? It's true. What do you? Yeah.
Not wrong. It's a crisp sandwich.
Yeah. Right. Go and raid League One. Not a bad shout.
League One.
Cool. Blimey, didn't see that, Damien. Ben Teke, he's older than any of our current strikers.
Yeah.
Look, James, Anthony's on as well. Bamford, bloody hell, Kieran will score more goals. Kieran will score more goals than him.
Even though that boy had scored a couple of brilliant goals in his career.
Yeah.
But he's just so inconsistent, that lad.
He is. Mate, I'd be happy if we went and got Andy Carroll back, if I'm honest.
He seems such a nice lad as well, that Bamford. Nice chap.
Yeah, very, very polite, as they say.
He's lovely.
This is a good shout from James here. Always blame the manager, but never the owner, who should have paid £5 million more for Duran. I mean, boy.
Absolutely. I mean, fuck, mate. Absolutely. If it was just down to that few quid, it'd be crazy not to have got him, wouldn't it? You know, but that's West Ham for you.
No, lucky enough, Brendan, he's injured. So long may you be injured until.
Well, then we're probably definitely getting him then.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. They wheel him in onto the pitch.
Can we go Nick? Just go Nick Welbeck.
Well, at least he's actually fitter than some of the actual.
I think he is, man. Yeah, one thing I would say about him, Tony, he's a true professional, that Welbeck, man.
Oh,
fuck
he
me.
is. Yeah.
A true pro, man. Whatever his age is now. What is he, 37 as well, like Vardy, up there, something like that?
Not far from it, mate. But he's
man, that's a
fit, you know.
geezer. Sure,
I'll find out. Keep talking.
Ain't no man and I enough to stop watching. Joe said we could buy a Bamford to be Antonio's wheelchair usher. Is that allowed on the pitch? Colin saying, gents, Luis Gilmay is just being wasted. Loppy's a dick for not playing some minutes. He's not even playing in under the 21s. Do you feel Loppy will be here to the end of the season? If that's the case, I give up. Well, with this chairman,
34.
anything is possible.
Danny Welbeck.
I think it's possible he could be here.
Yeah. Well,
Let's put it this way. I do not want to knee-jerk another manager in. And if it means keeping Loppy and we just fucking waste the season, I'd rather do that than go and get a fucking firefighting manager or someone who's just available. I'd rather put some fucking thought into it, boys. Christ's sake. And bring a manager in at the end of the season that suits, that can bring us, bring back a bit of football and enjoy it and have a plan. Yeah. I know Lopetegui's not the guy for that. I've made my mind up with it. But please don't just throw a body in because they're available.
Yeah, exactly. Going back to the Danny Welbeck thing, he's 34.
34 is he?
And did you know, I've got a little story about him. His dad, actually. His dad used to be a bomb disposal expert. His name was Stan. His name was Stan. Stan Welbeck.
Boom, fucking boom. Jesus. Fucking kill me.
Look, this has just come through. Several people injured after fairground ride failed and crashed in Birmingham city centre. Bloody hell, let's hope they're all right.
Oh.
Poor people. What we want to see is Southgate in the West End.
Yeah, you might, haven't me? You might.
He's been, like I said, I've been getting it all day.
All Southgate's ever done for me is stop me watching England. Right? That's what he's done for me. I struggled to watch them now while he was in charge. But if he came to West Ham, that'd be it.
We've found a striker called Spandau. Jeff saying, personally, I wouldn't fancy Ings and Falk.
Oh, fair play.
Yeah, look, Happy saying, unfortunately, I don't see us getting a proper centre forward. We'll likely be another winger or Winger. Whinging winger. Jesus. Does anyone regret not getting Tammy in?
Yeah. Yes.
Could have been good, but who knows?
Leave the
what
shot.
about Lukaku?
Tammy Winnett, stand by your man.
What about Lukaku? I'm just going for the same ones that David Sullivan might pick. By the way.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, because Ange Postecoglou is a stubborn manager with no plan B, no set pieces, and one way of playing. Spurs fans want him out. He's not the guy.
He's not the guy for them. He'll be the guy for me. I fucking tell you.
I would worry about the goal side of things now with the board. I have a feeling they won't be willing to take risks, i.e. not spending any money. But could that be the reason they are looking to sell up? Who knows? Good evening, Richo. Evening, you guys all in the chat. Hope you're keeping well, mate. What about Jonathan David? Is he leaving in the summer, I think? Not a bad shout, because he doesn't look bad, does he?
We had a look at him a couple of years ago, didn't we?
Yeah. Don't know.
He's Canadian,
Not heard much of him lately.
It's all Canadian dark-skinned lad, yeah? Yeah. Yeah, we looked at him a
not
couple
bad.
of years back. He's good player by all accounts.
Yeah. Thanks, Richo, for this one. Thoughts with Antonio, speedy recovery. Thank you, mate. That's a good, nice comment. I think that was a good thing about it with the Antonio thing. The footballing world came through, didn't they? And everyone was giving this support.
Yeah. No, and he took moments as well for clubs to be releasing statements wishing him all the best and that.
Yeah.
Literally from the moment that the news story broke and it was confirmed it was Antonio, by the time it had reached the national news and stuff, I'm told that they were saying, oh, and this club have sent their regards and blah 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 and whatever, So it didn't take long for clubs to release that statement.
No, it's true. I mean, they were saying, yeah, definitely. I mean, if Antonio would go out as our top goal scorer, head held high.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why we should be looking after him.
No, exactly. Lawrence, good evening, or good afternoon for yourselves. When Antonio retires and become a pundit, he loves that shit.
Hey, Lawrence. Yeah, he does. It'd be right up his street, I think.
Yeah.
Old man saying, Antonio striking coach, really? Yeah, him and Danny Ings and Falkirk and that tie their shoelaces together and that we get one striker out of 3. But lads, on last night's show, Tony showed us when he had hair. Looked like a young Ricky Gervais when he was in the pop group. We will dip into the championship again then, Damien. Oh, and let's hope not. I thought it was. Yeah, look, 25 million plus add-ons for Guilherme with no midfield.
Yeah.
On my way home tonight, I quickly nipped into the pub to see if someone was in there, and the Chelsea game was on, and I thought it was Aston Villa that were playing. I've got to be honest, right? It said ASV or something like that. And so I assumed it was Aston Villa. And I said, oh, who's Chelsea playing? Aston Villa. And one of the lads in the pub went, no, it's a European game, Champions League. And I went, Chelsea are not in the Champions League, mate. He goes, yeah, they are. I said, no, they're in the Europa Conference League. And he went, yeah, well, it's still Europe, isn't it? And I went, yeah, are you a Chelsea fan? He went, yeah. I went, I said, are you hoping to win this Conference League then? He goes, well, yeah, we're bound to, aren't we? He said, we're the best team in that league and all this and the other. I went, all right. I said, you're also one of the ones that took the piss out of West Ham for winning a Tin Pot Cup. And he went, that ain't the same one. It ain't the same one. I went, mate, and I got the photograph up on the phone of Thomas Soucek holding the cup. Right? And I went, tell me that ain't the trophy you're going for. And he looked through his phone like that. And he looked at my phone and he went, oh, mate, that's the same trophy, isn't it? I went, yeah. He goes, oh, I didn't really think. I said, you're not much of a football fan, really, are you? He's like, well, I like Chelsea, but, I don't really follow football. I'm like, yeah, okay, mate.
They can't fucking win that. There's something wrong, isn't there?
Yeah, that's true.
But then same was said about us when we were in it.
True.
I always thought we should win it.
Yeah.
I always did.
I think the odds favoured us, didn't it? Whatever way you look at it, the odds favoured us because every way it go, the momentum was with us all the way through, I do believe.
Yeah. Even Villa last year should have fucking won it.
We were a strong 11 at that point. We were a very strong 11 at that time.
We were, but more in that competition rather than the Premier. The Premier and that we was woeful.
Oh yeah, because we were so good in Europe. They were fucked by the Saturday, Sunday. All of those players that actually played on the night, most of them had a big part in that tournament. It was more or less a steady 11 throughout the whole of that tournament. And, fair play to David Moyes for that because, I thought that was the right thing to do. But, like you said, we were nailed on to win it. And so are Chelsea right now.
True. Jeff saying Andrew's got 20 minutes to save his job. Big by Ange, P45 in the morning. At least these other clubs have the balls of sector coach who's not coming up with the goods. Absolutely agree on
That
that.
is true, yeah.
But Michael Chelsea have just said it's 1-1 now. So Abby's gone bollocks.
Nice to see you sporting the colours today, mate. By the way,
Kulisevsky.
Is that mate?
nice to see you sporting the colours.
I actually very rarely do I ever, if you know, Bud, wear a West Ham shirt. And the only reason I watched it, I'm doing all the trying to do the washing. I see my fucking washing machine packed up. It wouldn't. Oh, anyway. But so I just grabbed the shirt off the thing. Now this one, even though you might not be able to see it properly,
the Hammers.
but my nephew that passed away, he's only 3 years younger than me. This is a Dublin Hammers shirt.
Nice.
Because my nephew who lived in Ireland, he was part of the Dublin Hammers as his son is. So when I went over there to visit, we went up to the Brannigans, it's called, in Dublin, the pub that they watch the games in. And I went up there, and the boys from the, Dublin Hammers gave me about 3 shirts. So this is the Dublin Hammers shirt. So
lovely.
Nice.
I bet young Kieran Jr.'s got one as well, eh?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So they're really nice lads, and it was a good. It was a day as well, geezer. It was the game we watched on the telly there in the Brannigans pub. It was the game that Declan Rice scored the goal against Arsenal. Was that his first goal? And we beat them. We beat Arsenal on the day, so it was a fucking good day in the pub. You know what I mean? It was that. I'm sure the goal. Yeah, Rice scored against Arsenal. I'm pretty sure it was. And we beat them.
Yeah.
What do you think of that, Anthony?
Well, he's a bit upset by the looks of it. Lads, I was having a good day, but read that Arsenal want Rashford. My life isn't over now. Tony, get my Wednesday show.
Rashford?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's surplus, isn't he? So, breaking
good
news,
luck with that.
one. Stephanie, good seeing you. Yeah, it must be a good result for Man U. Must be happy with that one. Big up to the legend she's saying as well.
Oh, let's get on. Look, she said big up legends. Let's big up a legend.
Yes, let's just catch up with the bits there. 29 likes, thank you very much. And then we're going to come on to that one. We've gone backwards since Kearney went off. And Colin's comment, gents, I feel Fulgate end up as a panic buy because that dick-face Sullivan will not pay the extra $5 million. What a cock-up. We last this one. We'll do this one first of all, then we come on to Mr. Parrish. Sharky says, how did the 3 of you end up supporting West Ham? For me, I'll answer it first because literally I was 10 minutes up the road from Upton Park. So hearing the noise and stuff like that, that was my love for it. Well, my family wasn't exactly into football, but for me, I got into it and 2 left feet, unfortunately. But supporting, that's how my love for the West Ham came. Yeah. And I'd obviously working for him as well, so he's even better.
Yeah. Kieran?
But very similar to you, Tony. My family had only just immigrated over from Ireland in about 1959. I was born in 61. And just in the area, I was a 3-minute walk to Upton Park Station. My back garden backed onto the railway line, coming from Upton Park to East Ham. And I could see the floodlights from my back bedroom, and as a kid, just watching them lights on and I could hear the roars of the crowd, trying to guess the, when it was a goal, when it wasn't a goal, and you're trying to guess the score. So that, and went to Bonaventures, which was almost like a feeder school for West Ham youth, and so that was it. I was just in the area. Fucking Green Street was my playground. So just where I was born, I was just lucky that my parents decided to move to Upton Park. I had that next door, so there was no choices there really, and I loved it. My first game, my brother took me to. I loved it. I just fell in love with it. Just a great day out, It was a great.
Well, for me, I was 4 years old. Didn't really know much about football. My brother was 6. My brother was 8, and was getting into the school team and this and that. 1966 it was, and my mum and dad wanted to see the World Cup winners. So they took me and my brother to Upton Park. We ended up in the away end amongst all the Geordies because it was Newcastle, November 1966. And I don't remember a lot about the game, but that was it. It was West Ham, you know. And then as we grew up, my brother decided to support Chelsea, and I just carried on following West Ham. You know, my dad always said that if he was a football fan, it would be West Ham. He wasn't really much of a football fan. My first experience showed by being in the away end. But then days you can just walk up to the stadium and go and buy a ticket.
Yeah.
So they did. And they obviously went up to the away turnstiles, not knowing the difference, you know. But yeah, and then like all through my childhood, I was a West Ham fan. But I have got a love of football, good players, you know.
Yeah.
So, you know, I had a lot of respect for players like, you know, Malcolm McDonald and, you know, Dougie Dugan and, you know, Kevin Keegan and Kenny Dalglish. And, yeah, the list is endless. George Best was probably my favourite player when I was a young kid, although he didn't play for West Ham. But he was probably my favourite player because I didn't really know this, you know, the formality of when you support a team, your favourite player has to play for that team. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
But I learned that when I was about sort of 11 or 12, I suppose. But up until that point, you know, I was just a football fan. But West Ham,
You know, like, in a strange way, though, West Ham killed my footballing career, right? Because when I was at St Bonaventure, I think I got picked for the first team once, right? But it was at the same time that I was really going to West Ham a lot. And they played, I played one game in the first team, it was a Saturday, and they played me, and I'll tell you how clever they were, St Bonaventure's, right? They played me as an inverted winger. I played on the left, even though I was predominantly right forward, and scored a goal, by the way, just for to let you know that. Then, but West Ham, do I play for the first team at St Bon's, or do I go to West Ham? I started to travel away. I started to go to Newcastle and Arsenal, Liverpool. I went, fuck the first team at St Bon's. I gave it up, mate. I went, no, I'm going to this. This is so much more exciting. It was mental. In the bad days as well, you know, it was crazy everywhere you went. So, yeah, West Ham ruined my career as a footballer. I could have made it, mate. Could have made it.
Oh, man.
No,
good evening to you.
I weren't really good enough, but I weren't bad either. But yeah.
Missed opportunity. I'm lucky. West Ham United 57. Thanks for coming on. Keep the good work, Tony. I hope the boy 20 has been helping you out. Keep going soon. It'll be the 1,000 before too long. Appreciate that comment. I mean, yes, you know, James' budget, but yeah, James said he'd help me as well. But if he has, fair play to him and also in a hats off. But thanks, mate. I love that comment. Thank you very much. I wonder if he's playing with City Youth. Yeah, Tony with his bowl cut. Proud of that bowl cut I used to wear.
You just look like you're wearing a swimming hat.
He looked like one of the Descartes guys.
Right, you should just get Speedo tattooed on the side of your head.
Wait for the next show then. Oh, man. Yeah, happy you'll have to have a look at it. You lot can have Jesus, he's crap. Sounds like a classic football fan. Yeah, definitely was that. Yeah. Miss you, at least we'd have one decent game a week. That's true. Pontius, Paletti, Pepsi. Yeah. Budgie, I finished your wall. Looks spot on, mate. David said he would love for West Ham to do a pre-season in Ireland. Do you imagine that? Cork and Dublin both top nights out.
Oh, I mean, That would be a great piece up, wouldn't it?
If we sign Rashford and that, he can show us all the nightclubs out there, and that it seems to be his favourite place.
Yeah, I'd like that. He can go meet up with the Belfast Hammers as well. I'd like to go up and check that out.
Someone once told me, and I don't know how true this is, that in Belfast they got this thing called the Guinness bar, and you get on the bus and it's like a bar that just
probably
around the city, and all they sell on there is Guinness, but it's all black and gold, and it drives.
I'd say it's probably more likely Dublin though, Cardio, I would have thought, but.
Oh yeah, it might have been Dublin actually.
You know, because St James's Court is where they make Guinness, the factory that right on the Liffey.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing it would be that.
I mean, there probably are many buses with Guinness advertising on, but I'm referring to the fact that it's actually a bar, I believe.
Yeah, it could be.
Somebody told me. I don't know. If anybody knows the truth about that, let us know in the chat.
Daniel's saying big ups and bonds every time. Baller school, yes.
Yeah, Daniel knows. He was there as well, wasn't he? Daniel,
the second lot to use my Sunday team's name and that, a lot of them did play from St Bonds, and quality boys. They were
really
some real boys.
Yeah, they had. I remember, guys. I might have told you on the first time I was on your show, but when I went my mum took me there for the interview with St Bonds to get in there. When I was 11.
Yeah.
And Father Howard was the headmaster. He was a Franciscan monk. And you went into his office and all you saw was trophies all over the office, right? And the first thing he said to me, "So you're only good at football, Kieran?" I said, "Yeah, I love it." I said, "Oh, you'll do well here, mate. You'll do well here." My mum was disgusted. There was nothing about academia whatsoever. He just wanted to know if you're only good at football. What is it? Love it.
Big up to the good of a town.
You didn't have to look at the trophies on the lower shelf or anything then.
Oh, man, I had a lot of trophies.
Yeah.
I'd be saying I never used to be able to watch watching any other football, but these past couple of seasons, West Ham doesn't give me that fix anymore, and I find I watch loads now. It's kind of sucked life out of it.
I think you're fucking bang on there, Rappy H. It really has. The last couple of years in the Premier League's really draining.
Damien played for some Bonds as well, Kieran. We used to steamroll teams every week.
Well done, son. Well done, Damien.
Oh, look at that. My profile pic is of Kevin Keegan presenting us the Essex Cup.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, that's good, mate. Yeah, because we used to have that. I remember, Pop Robson and Frank Lampard, Harry Redknapp coming to our football thing, where we went to train one day a week. And they used to come there. I'm pretty sure Bobby Moore did too. They'd spend a couple of hours with the kids, Nice. Something to do, some arrangement they had with West Ham at the time, a community thing. And he used to come to us a lot. And I met Frank Lampard Senior. I was young when I was 12, 13. And Harry Redknapp. It was big connection with some bonds in West Ham.
Excuse me. Rob's been there. He said the Guinness factory has a bar. He's been.
Right, yeah.
And James, Dublin must be on pop to it clink. Good evening, Jose. You must be a very happy boy. Evening to come on you Spurs, he's saying. Howard's saying, done the Jameson's distillery experience while in town. Oh, nice.
Did ya? Jameson's. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, look, turn it around tonight. Anthony, Kieran, can you put a battery in your smoke alarm? Keeps beeping in the background.
Anthony, I'd like to put a fucking shotgun through it. But you're not allowed.
Oh, brilliant. We drew out. I keep smiling. Yeah, you can all. That's all you can do, Jose. Keep smiling. Right, so it comes to that point there. We're nearly on the 2 hour mark. Let's get onto this man. And here we go. Good old George
George
Paris.
Harris.
George Paris, yes. I mean, like that bit you put there about the racial stuff with the banana being thrown on, and he just
Well, that is the one thing that I actually clearly did remember about him, and I wasn't sure if it was him. And I did my little bit of research on Wiki and that was basically one of the first things that came up as a story. It was like one of the little storylines, and like that was it. And I thought, well, that's got to be put in because that's actually quite funny and typically West Ham as well, isn't it?
True.
Yeah.
I mean, Kieran, do you remember anything about George Paris?
My memory of him is limited. I remember liking him. Thought he was great. But it's been that long ago, Geez, and I think I have got mad cow's disease, and I just can't remember. Fuck off. But what I mean, I always remember I liked him. So, and I think a lot of the time was when I'd moved to Australia. What year did he get there, son?
Got West Ham.
Yeah.
It says he turned professional the following year in September '82 when he came to West Ham when he was 13 and signed the apprenticeship in July '81.
Yeah. So it's about the time he started kicking off for West Ham. I think I moved to Australia, so I would have missed a lot, because we didn't. When I first came here in '87, we didn't have much football to watch on the telly. There was one show a week, and and it was probably a Saturday night, and you had to be in to watch it.
Yeah, it was the old days, isn't
it? And I missed a lot of West Ham there. I only hear the scores, might see a highlight now and again, and that's about it. So. But I haven't got great memories of him, mate. So
I'm trying to, because I was trying to find the information. There was one particular game I actually was there, and we was up the other end. It was all us in their third, and he was standing at the back between him and I think Ludo, and he's watching what's going on, and then he just collapsed on the floor. Medics rushed on, and that. Lucky enough, if it was all fine and whatnot. But I remember that clear as day. I can't remember what the game was, but I just see him standing there. He's watching it, and then next minute you see him doing this, and then boom, went down
on the pitch the night before, was he? Yeah.
Could have been. But I mean, I think what I liked about him was, as much as you say, like the racial prejudice he got all over that side of things, he was just a typical no-nonsense player, just got on with it.
Yeah, that's what I remember. The bits I do remember is that he was just fucking full on. Good player, man. But,
yeah.
I'll say my memories cooked.
From what I can remember of him, really and truly, is that he was a reliable player. He was one of them players that you could rely on to be in the right place.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, I just seen about here. He did have a little bit of a brief managerial career. He was a player manager for Shoreham, and then for a year he managed a team called Whitehawk. No idea where they were.
Right, that's right near Brighton. That's one of the
one of them. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Brighton like area. Like sort of like Croydon is to London, or or Dagenham is to London, or something. It's a little area of Brighton.
Yeah. Andy saying, Tony, we want a quick show. Do one on your favourite player, Marco Boogers. And then he actually again very short careers he has as a manager. 1 year as Brighton and Hove Albion women's team manager.
Wow.
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah.
But as you put there, Buzz,
what year was that, Tom?
That was the 2016-2017 season.
So he would have been managing them, playing down the road from me at Crawley, because that's Crawley Town ground share with Brighton and Hove Albion ladies. So,
do they?
He would have been managing up here in Crawley.
You missed the trick seeing him there,
Yeah.
Yeah, just seeing. So he's done 230
Yeah.
West Ham. But he had a bit of a career. I mean, look, Sean, then Leonard, went on loan to Kettering Town, Southend, Brighton and Hove Albion, then IFK Norb Coping, back to loan to Brighton and Hove Albion again. Bristol City was on loan there. Brentford was on loan. Got loaned out a lot when he was younger. Then Birmingham City, 39 appearances before coming to us, and 239 with 12 goals. And I agree. I mean, this is the other thing I remember him for, and Rob's got it nailed on. Paris never lost his smile. Could get kicked up in the air and still smile, and that's what I liked about him. Yeah, no nonsense. Do what you want, that kind of thing. Like we said about the banana incident, that was just brilliant about him.
Yeah.
But retired now, as you said, retired. Tenna Hilly in Wicklow, one name.
Tenna Hilly, yeah.
Even I'm always smiling, mate. Hope you're well, pal. Yeah, so he's like George Paris.
Yeah.
Come from Barking,
Speaking of this, yeah, I was going to say that he was a local boy. I mean, he grew up, supporting West Ham. I read that. I remember that much from Wikipedia. He grew up supporting West Ham, and around the area, and I don't really have a lot of memories of him myself, because
not good, is it? Great player, I can't remember him. But I thought he was French.
I think the good thing about it was, because I said he was like one of those no nonsense players. He just got on with it, and that's why I say one of those players you don't really think of. But he was there, as you said, he was there. He got himself stuck in, as it said.
The little bit I do remember, Tony, you said, he was like to me, there was so many great players that were, but didn't get the limelight, like a John McDowell or a Jeff Pike. And Paris always seemed to me one of them. He was hard working and fucking gave it his all. And they don't get much of that limelight because you had the likes of, you're talking about players. I'm not sure in Devonshire and Brooklyn around his day, or who was the up and coming players. I'm sure when is his debut for West Ham in the first team? Was it mid-80s?
Because let's see now.
82, wasn't it?
He made his first division debut in the final match of the 84-85 season against Liverpool in May 85. Then he made a handful of appearances in the first half.
The 86-87 seasons when I probably got to see him. And then I moved to Australia. So I did miss out on him a lot. But what I did see, I saw that he was just... And my mates, used to tell me about him as well when I didn't have a lot of information. I said, just what a grafter he is.
Yeah.
And we like them. We like them sort of players, yeah.
Well, I mean, I just read a bit there. Considering we're saying about Lopetegui and mixing things around, Paris has kind of moved from midfield to left back to midfield, left back, midfield, left back. And they're saying obviously he returned back to left back after Tommy McQueen, but then Julian Dix turned up.
Yeah, it's the subject next week.
Yes, exactly. And then from that's when he moved back to midfield for the rest of his career at West Ham. He either played at right back or midfield. So that's what I remember in midfield area. He played there. But but I think he returned back to left back when Dixie came back, obviously from his knee injury. And then as soon as he was back together again, then they all swapped it around again. So yeah, it was quite interesting.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
So yeah, I mean, we as I said, we have picked a rather obscure one this week, and we know that. But that was for a reason.
Yep. I was just reading a bit further down. This is the collapse I was talking about. So it says here he made only 27 league and cup appearances in 91-92. He suffered a knee injury against Villa on Boxing Day that required surgery, and then collapsed during his comeback game against Arsenal in March 92 with a suspected heart-related problem.
Wow. That what it was.
I knew it was
Which
them.
is why
Yeah.
He couldn't believe how shit Arsenal were, and he had a fucking heart attack.
I know that's true there. But this is a bit sad as well, though. Just in the last part here, but his final part for West Ham. He returned to the first team in the opening of the 92-93 season against Barnsley. He made 18 league and cup appearances before Birmingham City made an offer for him in March 93. Paris had only made 300 first team appearances for West Ham, scoring 20 goals. And in April 95, after he had left the club, Paris was granted a testimonial by West Ham, played only in front of 1,382 fans. And they lost as well. They lost 3-2 against Ipswich.
That's disappointing.
Yeah.
So definitely, an unsung hero in that. But just under 1,400 people turned up to watch him and his testimonial.
That's poor, isn't it? That's really poor.
Yeah.
Thanks,
and as I mentioned just a minute ago, next week, Hayden Mullins, good shout. Next week's subject is going to be Julian Dixon. Yeah, he's a little bit more popular and probably more well known, but we're going to do that. And then the following week, after next week, is Kieran's choice. So who are we going for, Kieran?
He did expect that, Budge. He did expect that one.
He did. I warned him last night.
Did you?
Fucking warm in bollocks, did you?
I did. I said I was going to give you the choice.
I don't know. Who do you need to research that you don't already know? My happy days with Devonshire and Brooklyn and Bonds.
Yeah, we did Devo last week.
Well, Jeff Pike. I tell you what, Jeff Pike. I've always loved Jeff Pike.
Great choice.
That's a good
Jeff
choice.
Pike.
Yeah, I like that.
Rather than go for the superstars of Devonshire and Brooklyn and Bonds and more and all that.
Yeah.
But Jeff Pike.
Jeff Pike.
I always
good enough. So next week, Julian Dix. The following week, Jeff Pike. And next week, hopefully, we'll have another guest on time.
Yes.
And we'll give them a shout if they want.
That sounds good to me. That sounds good.
Excellent.
Yeah, look,
we can discuss my career one week if you want, mate. It's amazing. Amazing story. How I never scored a goal in Australia. Fucking hell. Apart from pre-season friendlies. I was really gutted about that.
Brilliant. So just wrapping it up, my mum babysat Julian Dix. He's already told us. Jose saying, what do you mean you used to have? You should still have a soft spot for us, Jose. I used to have a soft spot for West Ham. Look at that. He can't help himself, can he? Look. When there are players like Gary Breen, Joey Beauchamp, Simone Zaza, Savio Nursko, and Roberto Jimenez. Roberto.
Well, Jose, I've got a soft spot for you. Just at the end of my garden, right next to the river.
Howard, thank you very much, mate. Thank you very much. Budgie, you'd like to shout out your channel, please, sir.
Thank you very much. Yeah. So it's Green Street Elites. That's my channel. And also, you will find Kieran and I every Wednesday night on West Ham Network, barring any emergencies, etc. West Ham Network on a Wednesday evening, 10 o'clock. Old School Hammers. Most of you probably already know. And also, Tuesday evenings, I usually do a guest spot, most weeks, I would say, a few weeks, with the Bowling Lounge of the young Rani Bubble there.
Yes, indeed.
That's on Tuesday. So, thank you very much. And thanks to everybody in the chat.
Absolutely. Great comments in the chat. Howard say, much love, chat. Not so much for Jose, though. Obviously, they've got a great love-hate relationship. Quality, I won't need floats then. And Anthony's asking the last question. What is your favourite West Ham player, past and present?
Only one for
I'd
me,
rather
mate.
just say Cockwash Creek because it makes me laugh.
That's what we finished the show with. Cockwash Creek.
Yeah, where El Tel belongs.
For me, it's got to be
Thanks
Bobby
very
Moore.
much, Colin. Damien, appreciate that as well. Who, sorry, Budge?
I said, for me, it has to be Bobby Moore. Past and present, has to be. Not because he was the most stylish of players or that he was the most skillful of players or anything, because he was far from that.
He read the game,
he
though,
was
didn't he? Read the game.
the greatest defender this game has ever known, in my opinion. The man knew half an hour before kickoff where he would need to be at every moment on that pitch.
Yeah. And what about your
Geezer
present?
had,
Thanks, Rob.
My present player at West Ham has to be. It's bloody difficult because there are some really players.
El Tel.
I would say Bowen.
Bowen, nice. What about you, Kieran?
Which one? Which question do you want?
So, not about the Spanish people, well, no.
I was going to say Manuel.
Past and present.
Past, I'd sort of, Billy Bonds would have been my.
Oh, it's good.
There was many, but Buddy said Bobby Moore and Brooking and Devonshire. But Billy Bonds was who I modelled my game on. I was totally fucking committed to it, every tackle and I just loved that warrior spirit that he had. So Billy Bonds. In reasonably present day, Roberto, because he got rid of Pellegrini. So I always thank him. I'll always thank him for that.
Superb.
It's always left field with you, isn't it, mate?
No. Present players at the moment, I love Souček and Soufal because of their effort. Are they the greatest gifted players? No. Paquetá, when he's on it, oh my God, he gets you off your seat. I like players like Payet. I still believe is the best player I've ever seen at West Ham, and I've seen a lot. I've never seen a season, only one season really. That's the problem. But I've never seen someone be so good, so brilliant in one season than Payet.
No, it's
he
true.
really was fantastic. But this crop we've got now, it's hard to look past Bowen, isn't it? And
no, it's true. I think if you look, I mean, for me, you mentioned two great ones there, and I mean, obviously, I can say Dixie. I mean, I always loved Dix, and I mean, like literally, Julian Dix. I'll rephrase myself there.
All right, Tom. Coming out. Good.
It's the sign of the time.
I love Dix. Somebody clip that. I love Dix.
That's going to be on the short soon, isn't it? 1,000,001 hits.
Tony comes out.
But I mean, look, that's a great one. Look, the past is Repka. Gotta love Repka. I mean, like he left early in that, and the tears in his eyes. I mean, I still remember to this day and that, and everyone loved him. Everyone loved him. So great shouts.
And he loved being here as well.
Oh, he did, mate. He did.
Yeah.
I think for me, there's a lot of people, and when I first started doing this thing, the person I had behind me is Di Canio. I like what he did. The fact of he wore his heart on his sleeve, the passion, the desire, the tenacity. When he rounded, what's his name? The Man United French keeper, when he rounded him, when he thought he's trying to put him off. That in itself.
And also, he maliciously wounded a referee. Don't forget that. He attacked him
allegedly, Budge. Remember on this channel, it's always allegedly we use that word.
He attacked him like a great white shark, he did.
I'll tell you what I would say, Tony. I always had a special love for players, right, that came in that weren't from the area. We loved our local players, didn't we? And I loved, like, when Ray Stewart turned up, a Scottish boy, you know what I mean? McAvenny. or Alvin Mark, Scouser. A Scouser that bought into West Ham and fucking loved it there and became a star. I like the cameo. Cresswell, no, another one. Cresswell. They bought into West Ham and you know, it didn't matter that they came from and we bought into them. I always had a special love for that. You know what I mean? That came from Ginger Collins. Another one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You know
him.
I love that they came something completely different.
You've also got to include one or two of the foreign players that we've had that really bought into us, like the cameo.
Yeah. To me, they are foreign. Like, you know what you're fucking talking about.
Not so.
Don't know what language they're speaking.
But like Sebastian Schemmel. I mean, what about Sebastian Schemmel? He loves the club so much. He's got a restaurant in Blinking, where is it, Luxembourg? And it's called Upton Park.
Yeah, man. It's great, isn't it? It's just, I think it's a wonderful thing.
Any better than that.
Kanate was a good player as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
it's just great.
Another one, you know, I mean, look, Demba Ba when he came in and obviously moved on, but God rest his soul, and that, you know, Mark Vivian Foe.
Yeah. Fine, mate. Yeah. It's not easy. It's never easy. I'll tell you, and I know this, because I moved to Australia and started playing football. Fucking hell, it ain't easy. It's not easy to come to a foreign country and start playing and play in a different climate. The climate here nearly killed me in my first game. At half time, I thought I was going to die. It was about 28 degrees. We're playing a game. I was under the shower at half time and dying and going, what the fuck is this about? The pitch is like fucking concrete. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Blisters. You know what I mean? It's not easy for a foreign player to come and play. And even like I say, the likes of Alvin Martin, big Scouser boy, come to West Ham, take on West Ham and become a legend of it. That's some achievement, you know, and to buy into it, like Fornell, I love Fornell for that. He bought into it.
I mean, the other one that, you know, the other player that Lanzini, I mean, the other player that I liked that played with Martin, that was Gailey.
Who's that?
Tony Gale.
Tony Gale. Yeah.
Tony Gale.
I mean, I remember him because when I was there.
I mean,
I've never seen a play. You know, you think about it, when you kind of stretch your foot down and you can only go so you can only bring your foot down so far. Yeah, it's like your foot going to go there. Mm-hmm. Tony Gale could go like that because he hit the ball so many times that he literally stretched the tendons that much. His foot can go further than anyone else's. It was
didn't we piss him off to Blackburn? Then he won the league.
Yeah, that's only West Ham.
That's a West Ham story, isn't it? Yeah, you're not good enough to go with the fucking league.
I mean, I'll just go to like Jose's. You know, he's actually said here, Carlos Soler, I'm going to support because he's a fellow Spaniard. Did he mention
man?
When he keeps saying, all I can remember there is John Cleese slapping Manuel round the head. That's all I can think of.
But he's also saying Devonshire, Brooklyn Old School, New Nursery, Noble. Yeah. Nolan was a good one as well. Nolan bought into it straight away. Another one we adopted from the north. Absolutely, true. Yeah, he was, Jose. Yeah, he was a quality footballer I played with. He
came back as a coach.
Look at that. Look, Sacco. Yeah, another good one.
How old were you at the time?
Wish we get some more early core. Yeah, some more I bought into. Oh yeah, look at this one as well. Robbie bringing some ones out here, mate. Look at that one chop. Yeah.
Yeah, I like one shot.
Hello, one shot. Yes.
Yeah, I loved him. And him and Paolo Di Canio used to play brilliantly together.
Yeah.
I used to love watching them two together. That was a short-lived thing, I know, but
we admired that, didn't we? Even if it was short-lived, we admired it for what it was.
Yeah.
James is saying, look, Martin and Gal were the best centre-backs in the league, in my opinion.
I don't think they were, but I tell you what, they were fucking one hell of a partnership. And that's what they were good
Yeah,
at.
they were.
The partnership, they were brilliant.
Tough to
And,
get through. Very tough to get through them. Yeah.
Best strike force, dick off with one chop. Fuck me, that will hurt. And Jose saying Freddie Canuti. Yeah, Freddie Canuti was brilliant. Another one that was.
yeah, he's another one I like.
Another one was short lived. And
He fucked off to that mob, didn't he?
He did indeed. Yeah, he did indeed. That's I think that's the reference there.
Yeah.
But Kieran, appreciate you coming on, mate, and getting up early.
You're welcome.
As well. Love that. And Budgie, another great one again, mate. Appreciate it as well. And people in the chat.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks for hanging around with us. We've enjoyed this one. It's been a good.
Everybody in the chat, thank you. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up on the channel. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
you're welcome.
Yeah, make a fucking effort.
If you haven't subscribed, please do. It doesn't cost you anything.
Exactly. We'll always smile, Jose. We're West Ham after all. We've got no choice but to smile because we know the pain and that we've endured over the years.
Yeah, mate, we know what you're going through now.
Yeah.
There you go. My mate Big Ange is doing it all.
We know what West Ham are like. That's why the team bus, when it hits anything, all the doors fall off and the springs under the seats go and the washers go. And everything.
We'll be millionaires this time next year.
Yeah. So look, Anthony's putting this. Congratulations, Tony. 1,000 subs now, and I bet you he's doing this at the same time. I can guarantee he's doing that as well.
Yeah, you know that, don't you? You know that.
Chelsea.
You got 1,000 subs.
Nah, you know what he's like. Because he wants me to do this. He wants me to have a look at him. Oh yeah, so I have as well. Look, I've got 1,000 subs. But no, it's all good. Right, gents. Thanks very much for the show, and
Michael.
We'll catch you all next time. So take care for now. Come in your irons.
Mayors. Have it.